The crowd here, and we're delighted to have so many people turning out here today and those that will be watching on the internet. Many of you have gained your experience, your opinions, your exposure to your next TV, whether it be 4K Ultra HD Smart TV or the various blendings that we've been talking about, in events like this, in trade shows, in private demos, and the like. That makes you very different from normal consumers. Normal folk, first exposure to this kind of technology is in a store, in retail. You walk in the door and you see some stuff, and you see the stuff you like, and at some level decide to buy it, not buy it, and move forward. So we wanted to, at this point in our discussions here, talk to a couple notable retailers, one from each coast as it turns out, who have taken these new technologies quite seriously and appear to believe that it was a sensible business decision. And I want to explore a little bit with them some of the dynamics that they see happening at that place where this technology meets the consumer face to face in a real economic transaction, not the theory and the what can we do someday, but the stuff that we're doing right now. And I'd like to actually start, Robert, with you. Give me a little overview what your company does, since you and I have only met on the phone and by the internet, so I'm learning here with the audience. What's your approach to this marketplace of the next TV?
Thank you, Jeff. Robert Zohn from Value Electronics. Just real quickly, I founded the company 18 years ago, and we're a very successful high-end retailer in Scarsdale, New York. Ultra HD has been the biggest shot in the arm for our company, and it's one of the biggest transitions and advancements in the technology. The consumer is well aware of resolution. Everybody used to ask for, is it 1080p? Resolution is the buzzword that the general public knows. So when you talk about 4K, Ultra HD, 4 times the resolution, they get excited. When you show them content, particularly native or up-converted, of high-quality content, they do give you that wow feeling. So it's sort of a compelling buzzword. The public knows resolution above everything else. They don't know about high dynamic range, although we all do. They don't know about color space and gamut and all those types of technologies. So it's been a big shot in the arm for us in bringing more people in the store to consider TVs. TVs are purchased more frequently now. People are turning over TVs every 3 or so years on an average, and it used to be 10 years they would keep the TVs. So they're looking for the new advanced technologies. So everybody's looking for higher resolution, whether or not they think they need it or not, they think they do. And it brings a lot of folks into the store to see it and to understand it. Real quickly, prior to my 18 years of starting Value Electronics, I was a television broadcast engineer for 25 years before that. Please don't add up all those numbers to figure my age. I've done a lot in video. Video is my expertise, and I'm glad to see that it's just Tom and I and the three of us on the panel, because it gives us a lot of time to talk about this. The buck stops at retail. We either do the job for you guys or it doesn't get done. So we have to represent the products properly. In our store, everybody knows 4K is all about a screen size to viewing ratio. So we're redesigning our store to be 79-inch class televisions and up. So we'll have 3 85-inch panels, we'll have an 84-inch panel, we'll have some 79 and actually maybe a 78-inch panel, and we'll put LCD displays on there explaining the different sizes and prices that those models are available in. So you can stand back at 2 times screen height on an 85-inch panel diagonal, and you can really see the immersive experience of Ultra HD. We also calibrate each television for day and night viewing. So we can pull our window treatments, we can show you a cinema experience in our store with calibrated panels, all on an equal playing field. We calibrate them in daytime so you can emulate what you'll see in your home in the daytime, in your normal lighting without the bright lights. And those that can demonstrate a higher dynamic range, that can reach higher peak luminance, benefit at my store, because we, for the day mode, crank them up as bright as they can be before they'll clip the lightest shades of gray. So those that are implementing higher dynamic range, they get that benefit in our store and our demonstration. We demonstrate the smart functions on every TV. We go through it. We do red karaoke. We sing their wedding songs together with them, and we put them up on the screen. It's a lot of fun. We have a very high-end Sony digital projection theater in our store. We have a Sony 4K camcorder. I think you may have brought one, right? And we shoot the kids while they're playing video games in our store, and we show them their kids safely enjoying video in the theater. So we have a lot of fun in the store, and it's a great time to be in our business. There's a lot of expansion. There's a lot of exciting things. I'm very grateful we have HDMI 2.0 so that we can actually do the higher frame rates that we need, that everybody's talked about before, and we have a standard set. Within HDMI 2.0, we can get high dynamic range when it becomes available. We can get bigger color spaces. So we're really ready now with a standard set at HDMI 2.0, and the ITU knows what it's doing, so the best is yet to come. HD, I'm going to wrap it up in a second here. HD was a transition as well. We started off with 720. We ended it, and then we had 1080i. Now DirecTV has 1080p on demand, Blu-ray with 1080p. The same thing will happen with UHD. We're going to see bigger contrast ratios, and we're going to see those specs come out, and we're going to see hopefully DCI. So I rattled on quite a bit here. I'll pass the mic. I'll keep going.
Hard to believe we've been together a year ago, you know? Yeah. Well, thank you very much. First, I'd just like to say thank you to all of you here, to, of course, Jeff, to Scott, to CEA, for making this possible, especially you being here. And the press has played a very important role with our company. I'm a director of Video and Audio Center. We're now a 4-store chain in Southern California. We just opened our 4th store in the Westfield Century City Mall. And this is where Sony had their company store. We took over that lease and actually took over the store and redesigned the store to some degree, which is a number of stores within one store. We designed it for the millennials. I hate the brand or whatever, but millennials and for the X generation. And it's worked out very, very well for us. And first of all, I'm not here to brag or to show off or whatever, or to lecture, but to really share. Because this is really teamwork between the manufacturer, the retailer, the industry, and the press. Those of you in the press here have done such a wonderful job of really educating our customers. We have a lot of press, regional, national, international press. Jeff, you were at our store. We just had our grand opening a couple of weeks ago, and it broadcast in Korea, Japan, Europe, as well as the US. And why do we get all that press? It's because we show the consumer acceptance of the product. And they are wowed. They are Sizzle. You talk about selling the Sizzle. I just got an email from CNN. I'm not going to mention the national retailer, but it quotes a retailer saying that they blame a poor performance financially on the lack of innovation of the industry. And Robert, I got to tell you, I think it's this year is some of the most exciting product ever.
I absolutely agree. Thank you.
From the wearables and our attachment sales are phenomenal. So let me just tell you very quickly that when our client, our guest, our customer comes into our store, many of them are not quite sure yet what 4K or Ultra is. They've heard about it, but they're really coming in normally to upgrade their plasma or a smaller set, 40-inch, 42. Now they want to go to like the 60, 65. Tim Baxter was with his team from Samsung in our store a couple of weeks ago, and he saw us sell 3 of their $8,000 set during lunchtime at the Century City Mall. 3 sets while they were physically there. And one lady who he spoke to, she came in with her husband. They wanted to replace their plasma. They had a 42-inch Panasonic plasma. They had it for years and years, wanted to upgrade. Their budget was about $1,500 to $2,000. They're looking for a 60-inch, 65-inch. They saw the 78-inch curved Samsung and bought it, and they couldn't believe it. And that's why I talk about discovery, desire, and demand. First of all, you have to know the product exists. I'll just show you something here. I was with one of our vendors at Nobu restaurant here in New York City, and he said, well, how do you sell so much? I said, well, let's sell a tablet. So I threw it in the air. I threw a temper tantrum. I said, God, no more, God dang it, no more emails. I'm sick of this. Then I had to open a bottle of water, poured it all over the thing, turned it back on and used it, and people couldn't believe it. And they said, wow, when's that available? When can you get this thing? You know? I hope it works still. We did this on live TV on ABC. And Hope I'm not in trouble here. Cross your fingers.
Yeah, low battery.
No. Yeah, right. Am I turning red? So, and then but the maitre d'
It's coming
comes
up.
over. Here it is. It's working. And the maitre d' comes over. He says, "My God!" And people from I could have sold 40 of these if I had them in stock. I talked about I could show 4K from this into my television, my Ultra HD TV, and they couldn't believe it. And here it comes, just to show it's working. Okay? Yeah. In fact, I stopped on it. The Gorilla Glass 2, And people, where can I get this? Where can I buy this? So again, you've got to create the desire. That's what you do so well, Robert. You really do. And so now I'm thrilled to see the Best Buys, the Costcos and others. We talked about them last year, remember? Because now that the prices have come down, they're really embracing. And I mean, they're doing a great job out there trying to also educate the public. So, for us, we had the biggest first quarter in 33 years this year. Hard to believe. But you can ask John Taylor, who's here. You can ask any of our vendors, Sharp, Samsung, LG. We've had a phenomenal year thanks to the 4K Ultra HD TV. And now I want to salute CEA because they're going to have a new logo coming out where every product's going to show the Ultra HD TV. This is the thing. We're all pulling together now. This is what I really love. Don't you agree? I mean, it's really helping us as a retailer. So our sales have been phenomenal. So Sony showed me this camera you just talked about. This is what they call the 4K. The body's made of magnesium. They call it 4K for 2K. It sells for $1,999.99. We've sold 37 of these. I can't believe it. How do we do it? When the client comes in, I'll make this quick. When the client comes in our store, we show them upscaled on a 4K Ultra set of DirecTV or on-the-air broadcast. Then we show them like a Blu-ray. Then we finally show them what native 4K is. We're using Netflix right now, House of Cards, and they're blown away. They can enjoy 4K Ultra today and enjoy it more in the future. Then we let them see themselves on this and showing them how they can photograph their family or whatever and have true 4K, 30 frame, soon to be, by the way, 60 frame, on this camera. And when they see the price, they're blown away how low it is. Magnesium body, many of the components are in their $20,000 professional camera. I won't drop this one, okay? So I just want to say thank you, and especially to the press. If I may, can I show a short video for a minute of one of our press stories? This is, I would say the press has played such an integral part. And we push the industry, not our stores. But I'd like you to see just one of the many newscasts we've had. Can you roll it?
Technologies just got a lot more affordable.
And sound?
Right back to explain that.
I have to go shopping.
Again.
A little more sound. Crank it up.
And if you're in the market for a new television,
One of the most popular new technologies just getting more affordable. We'll have that for you when we come back. Weekends are prime time for shopping for electronics. And if you're in the market for a new TV, one of the popular new technologies just got more affordable. 3D movies like Pacific Rim keep opening up at the box office, but 3D is not turning out to be a hit on TV. Just last week, the BBC announced it's putting 3D programming efforts on hold indefinitely. Turns out the glasses and other challenges are just too much for many viewers. What is working is Ultra HD, also known as 4K TV.
It's the exact format as you see in the movie theater. People want that new experience of a sharper, brighter, a picture looks like 3D without glasses.
The technology makes what you watch on TV, the movies you already own, look better. That simple promise brought out a big crowd in Santa Monica as another manufacturer dropped the hammer on prices, bringing the cost more into the mainstream. Last year, one of these new age sets cost $20,000. Now a set costing less than $6,000 is being rolled out in Los Angeles this week and across the nation next week.
Ultra high definition or 4K TV is a whole new viewing experience. It's 4 times the resolution of today's HD TV. That means 8 million pixels on the screen. Regular HD is a tremendous experience, but as consumers gravitate to larger and larger screens, better resolution is becoming increasingly important. It really brings that movie theater experience into your home.
While we all want bigger TVs, we still want them to be flush to the wall, to disappear when we're not watching them. Well, disappear is exactly what the soundbar does on this new LG, delivering 50-watt 4.1 immersive audio when the TV is on, and shrinking away when off. The new lower price, $14,000 less than last year, may be what motivates more to take the Ultra HD plunge.
J.D. Power and Associates said there are two reasons why people buy an HD TV now. One is the picture quality. The second is the price. And now with these new sets, it's a slam dunk winner.
LA picked as the spot to debut the new lower cost TVs. More of these sets have been purchased here than anywhere else in the nation.
LA is becoming the Silicon Valley of the world. All the new technologies are starting here first.
These, of course, available in all stores now. And if you want to check with the folks we talked with there, Video and Audio Center, videoandaudioCenter.com is their website. And they've got the 3 stores, Santa Monica, the South Bay, and also Agora. All right, 6:53 right now.
How about that, huh? I salute you. Okay? The press may brag about us because we talked about the format, we talked about the sizzle, we talk about, as you do, Robert, why you want this. So you've got to create the desire. When you have the desire, you've got the demand. May I take one more minute, just show just a split second of 2 weeks ago, our grand opening of our new high-end store, totally redesigned. I'll make it real short. Can we run it just about a minute or so? And you'll see that we work with each manufacturer, Sony, LG, Samsung, Sharp. We work with them all here. Anyway, that's Mike Fusulla versus Sony. Gary Shapiro surprised us. He flew in for the event. You can shut it down, but you kind of have the picture of what we're doing. But again, we're creating that excitement. You know, I tell you, Jeff, you were there.
Yes.
In fact, you were at that event. And thank you for coming. What was your feeling seeing what we did?
Well, I think you saw it there in the pictures. Yeah. I mean, you had a lot of consumer interest. You sold a lot of TVs that night, not only the Sony ones that were being launched, but a number of others.
27 Sonys in 3 hours at that one store. Yeah. Mike Fusulla and the Sony team were blown away. By the way, they sponsored that particular event, but we have other manufacturers sponsor other events, but it was just phenomenal. And most of the people that bought those sets that night, to be very honest about it, did not expect to buy one, but when they had the experience, and that's like with showrooming, you know, we want to get into that a little bit later, how we handle that. We do very well. Yeah. Anyway.
It raises a question in my mind that, you know, with the brick and mortar retailers, and you two both represent this and the success that you have in your events, and I'm sure you have the same kind of experience. People come in, see it, make a visceral decision, and get it based on what they're seeing. We can certainly have a lot of debate, certainly with our previous panel, as to whether what they're buying now is going to be what they're going to want next year. But point being, you're delivering something that people walk out and are happy with, and probably come back actually and get some more. There aren't as many brick and mortar retailers as once there were. The Circuit Cities and a few of the other stores not quite so prominent and so on. In the day of the internet sales. To me, not only, you know, we mentioned earlier in some of the conversations, the high-end audio systems. It's certainly the 4K visual. That's not something that you're going to look at on Google and get any kind of sense of why would I want one of these today. I think you walk into either of your retail locations, you either will or won't want it, but you'll at least make an informed decision based on the experience. How do you see moving forward in retail avoiding the situation if they come into your store, say, yep, that's the one I want, and then immediately go to Amazon and get it with Amazon Prime?
Well, that problem is almost gone because now we have UPP being enforced very strictly by every major manufacturer. Sharp just announced it last week, LG, Samsung, Sony. So UPP has even the playing field on price. So there isn't any more on the premium products and from the premium manufacturers. It really doesn't exist. Plus, the specialty store has a very big advantage of being a specialist, right in the name of what they call us. So we're specialists. When you come into our store, you get a better education. We pair and match the TV to the customer's needs and budgets. It's a different type of shopping experience. You have qualified staff there. We have a lot of additional services like custom installation. There's a lot of services that we provide. So in our case, and I think in yours as well, we have a sort of an educated and affluent community. They don't want to shop with discounts. They want quality service. They want accurate service. So we don't have any problem. UPP, thanks to all the manufacturers out there, they do a great job of implementing the policy and enforcing it. So pricing is no longer an issue, and the service and the expertise that you get in a specialty store far outweighs any other incidental savings you might have.
And not a pun on your name, but we do offer value. You know, I got to tell you that they are a formidable competitor. Don't kid yourself. Look at what Amazon's doing today. Not everyone's buying from you and me, but I would tell you, if I were living in your market, I'd buy from you. His whole family's there. Your daughter, beautiful daughter's here in the audience right now. Your wife. I trust you. You are a brand. And many retailers don't realize, here comes the lecture, that they are a brand. What is your brand as a retailer? Not just the manufacturer. You are a brand, okay, and it's something you are very proud of. Same with us. The way we compete is this. We offer a better value. We have a number of our clients come in, our guests, who we know are going to go home and go buy on the internet. Dale Spiegel, one of my neighbors, saw 4K. His wife said, look, he's going to buy it on the internet. I said, come to our store, take a look. She says, I don't care, he's going to buy. We sold him. Every one of his TVs now come from us. Why? Number one, we pay, here comes the commercial. We pay the sales tax. You buy a TV from us from any state, including California, we pay your tax. Number two, free same-day delivery and setup. Same day, no charge. As you, we have our own installation company called Just One Touch. We do hotels, we do commercial, residential. Not as we're going to mount on the wall, but basic installation is free on the same day. And people are just blown away. We also have a written lowest price guarantee. You find a lower price from, there's exclusions, of course, from a bona fide dealer, we will match that price. And then we also have a satisfaction guarantee. We will take care of our customer. They won't get lost in the cloud. So we are able to really capture many more people. Still some buy from Amazon, but we've converted a number of showroomers, as you have, to buying from us. So that's why it's been just a phenomenal year. And I feel with Best Buy grasping this, as I said again, the Sizzle is here. This is going to be a record year, I feel. I mean, look at the hi-fi stores. Dixie Hi-Fi years ago. Pacific Stereo, bought by CBS. You know, what happened to those people? Many of the audio specialists, I'll never carry video. There were video stores that I'll never do this. If you don't embrace, right, today's technology, you're gone. Bye-bye. So retail's not dead. It's just changing.
Any questions from the audience here? Yes.
I think I asked this last year, but I'm going to try it again anyway. What are you doing in terms of outreach to people of color? Getting African Americans, Latinos, Asian Americans, who are known survey after survey to be the easiest adopters of technology to buy your product. Are you taking out ads on the local Univision or Telemundo station? Are you working with TV makers to get them to run national ads, let's say for Ultra HD on Univision or Telemundo or Mundo Fox or BET or TV One, et cetera, et cetera?
Thank you. In our case, we have Latino-speaking people in our company, so we embrace Latinos. We embrace all of our customers. We don't discriminate in any way whatsoever. And, you know, the demographics of our community is very mixed, and we have a very big mix of nationalities and people coming in. We don't outreach to any individual nationality or race. We don't specifically target them. We target the whole population. So we fairly serve all. We have Spanish-speaking people on staff, and we have a lot of people of color, and it works fine for us. There's no disadvantage there. Is that what you were looking for? Is that okay?
I would say the same. We have, and it varies by market. We have a huge Persian community in the Beverly Hills, Brentwood area. We have Spanish speaking. We have a number of Vietnamese who speak Vietnamese and Chinese. So we're very diversified, and we're very proud of that.
Yes, this is really towards Tom. Tom, you spoke about educating the consumer. What do you do with the educated consumer who comes into your store and says, well, I don't know if I want an Ultra HD set because it's not mature or the content's not there. How do you get him hooked in? How do you get him to buy the Zohn 85-inch?
That rarely happens. I tell you, the way it is, again, is through discovery, like I said before. If they don't know the products exist, it means nothing. When they're coming to our stores, the exception would be the new store we have because people are there to shop, whether it be at Bloomingdale's or whether they go to a fine restaurant. There it's more impulse, and we designed the store for impulse. But the other stores, when they come to our store, they're there to look and to learn. And we do run into those people from time to time, and we can answer most of those questions. And again, it's the experience. It's not for everyone, but I will tell you that our closing ratios are very high. And the percentage last year, remember we talked around, I think around 20-some-odd%. Right now, Ultra 4K in our store represents almost 70% of our product mix. By the end of this year, 100%, 65 and above, will be 4K. We'll have it in stock. If you demand to buy a 60-inch for $399, okay. But we're really going to be showing and stocking exclusively 4K Ultra HD TV. The numbers prove it.
Yeah, I think, too, to comment in the grand openings that they had in their store there, I happened to be standing in the back of the store with a couple of the guests who were wandering through, and at least a few of them had come because it was a Sony launch of a new 4K TV. And of course, every other brand was hanging on the walls. You had to pass all of the brands to get to the sushi bar and wine in the back of the store. And in that area, I was standing chatting with a guy who would come in basically wanting to look at each of the 4K sets and decide whether the Sony one was really that special, brand new, or whether some of the others were good. And he was standing, it happened, literally between a curved LG OLED 2K display and a flat LG OLED display. And as he looked back and forth between the two, he found himself looking at that going, gee, to my eye, that is more interesting than what I was seeing on the 4K sets. How could that be? I said, well, you're seeing different colors. You're seeing a different behavior. The OLED, Tim Alessi will be happy to know, it wasn't a bad idea to bring that set out. You stopped somebody from buying a Sony TV. I don't think he left with an OLED, but he left understanding that there are options, that there's some variety out there, and I think that was, you would see that in action.
You also met a gentleman from Amazon who's building a 12,000 square foot home in Beverly Hills. He bought eight 4K HDs from our store right in front of you. 8 sets. So, I mean, this is I've never seen this before, ever. The consumer demand, people are not afraid of technology anymore. They love technology.
One more.
How does the buying experience for over 65s, and I'm not talking screen size, differ? How do you customize that experience for the over 65s?
Well,
Part of it is they have to have the guy carry it out for them.
That's a very good question. Do you want to answer that first? I don't mind answering. Go ahead.
Well, for all people, it's an experience of screen size, I think. And everybody's well advised to get a larger screen. And as we get older, we enjoy that even more. So we can get a more immersive experience. We can see it better. We can enjoy the high resolution of it. So to us, we always recommend, even to young folks, to enjoy a larger screen. And which is why I just want to give a plug, if I may, for my flat panel shootout that we're doing, which is now flat and curved, of course. Of the 10 displays this year, all the flagship displays, 8 out of 10 are 4K. All of the TVs, except for the two 1080p's, are all 79-inch class and larger. So we're going to show a very immersive shootout this year with very large Ultra HD panels. When you walk in the store and you wrap around 85-inch panels showing Ultra HD content. It's the most awesome experience. And people of all ages, and I must say, especially the elderly, say, wow, I never saw the picture look that good. So they're looking for that experience to enjoy. Looks like our time's running out. Go ahead, Tom.
If I may, real quickly, and they're also not just buying it as a television set. People 65 and plus are doing internet. This is becoming an information hub, and they just embrace it. I want to say just one quick thing. I want to thank CEA, Jeff Josephs, Gary Shapiro, Pam Golden, one of the best PR people I've ever met in my life, also has done a great job in getting out there and getting the press on what this is. And just thank you so much for allowing us to speak to you today.
Okay. Gentlemen, thank you. And as I said, there will be additional words from these gentlemen in the interviews that Scott will be doing later will be available online. Scott, you've got the closing panel here. The one thing that we wanted to bring to the last wrap up here was the other end of getting to the consumer experience, and that is the trade press and the journalists who write reviews, put information up for consumers to learn what to look for when they go to retail. And Scott's going to address that in this next panel.